Hello everyone. As per the topic which you just saw, we are going to discuss the 5-year plans of India. And with this new topic, we are starting a new series, which is the BA series or Bachelor of Arts series. Economics is this subject that we are going to cover along with different interesting and important topics. So here three major segregations are here that you can see. Planning Commission, we'll be talking about Niti Aayog, and we'll be talking about different 5-year plans. So let's start with the very first part, which is Planning Commission. It was set up in March 1950 by a resolution of the Government of India. Hindi mein it is called Yojana Aayog. It used to be called as Yojana Aayog, and was an institution in the Government of India that formulated India's 5-year plans among other functions also. Few roles and responsibilities are being enlisted here that you can see. Foremost and the most important one is the making assessment of the material, capital and human resources of our country. That includes technical personnel also, and investigate the possibility of augmenting of such of these resources that are found to be deficient in relation to the nation's requirement, meaning to say that first of all the assessment of how much of resources are available, then investigating that what are the possibilities or the ways through which deficiencies can be covered in the nation, and for that formulating suitable plans. So a few are enlisted below that start with formulating a plan. Of course, it starts with assessment and then going through the formulation of plan for the most effective and balanced utilization of those resources. Then priority determination is the next step, where the thing is that the stage is defined in which the plan should be carried out, and and propose the allocation of resources accordingly after the due completion of every stage or each stage. Then comes the indicate the factors that needs to be indicated. Those are tending they are tending to retard the economic development in any way, and determine the conditions which, in view of the current social and political situation, should be established for the successful execution of the plan. So meaning to say, you have assessed, then there is a formulation of the plan, then priorities are determined, then factors are identified who are retarding economic development by any ways, and then determining the nature of the machinery that should be used for successful implementation of each stage of the plan in every aspect. Also, there is appraisal required. If anything is going on, then a regular time to time appraisal is very important, so as to assess the progress as well as execution of those plans that are being framed for the development of country. After the appraisal part, it comes the making the recommendation part. Of course, you have assessed, the assessment is done, formulation is going on, formulation is done, then priorities are determined, then factors are being identified which are not very good or favorable for the country's development, then machinery or the model is prepared which is going to be implemented in the country. Appraisal is also going on, and after the appraisal, where are the shortcomings and that needs to be covered, recommendation part is very important. So then is the recommendation part that appears to be appropriate either for facilitating the discharge of the duties assigned to it, or on a consideration of the prevailing economic conditions, current policies, measures and development programs, or an examination of such specific problems and may be referred to it for advice by central or state governments. Now comes the next part, which is Niti, or that can be, the full form is National Institution for Transforming India. So it is Niti Aayog. That was announced, or that was a kind of a replacement after the dissolution of the Planning Commission was announced in 2014 by the government led by Mr. Narendra Modi. And it is said to be the think tank of the nation, and it was formed via resolution of the Union Cabinet on January 1st, 2015. Now the main function here is designing these strategic and long-term policies and programs for the Government of India, and also provide relevant technical advice to the center and as well as state. We'll start with the very first 5-year plan. Duration is 1951 to 1956. So in July 1951, the Planning Commission or the Yojana Ayog presented a draft outline of the plan of development for the period of 5 years, that is from April 1951 to March 1956. The plan included several development projects, and it was mainly divided in two parts. The first part was where the expenditure of 1493 crores was there, and it was consisting of the large projects in execution which were to be implemented in any case. And the second part was where it included proposing an outlay of 300 crores, but it was only to be undertaken if any external assistance were available. Now this first 5-year plan was presented by the then Prime Minister Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru in the Parliament of India. It was launched in 1951, and it mainly focused on the development of the primary sector. And it was based on the Harrod-Domer model with a few modifications added to it. There is a small picture. I've added it here just to give an idea of what kind of model it is. It was a kind of a growth model that emphasized upon increased investment that leads to higher capital stock that further increases economic growth, and as a result of economic growth there will be increase in saving, and that will further enhance the investment. So this is a kind of cycle that you can see and observed on which this whole model was based upon. Now there are a few details of the plan where the total planned budget was rupees 2069 crore, which was later enhanced to 22,378 crores, and it was allocated to mainly 7 broad areas that you can see here. Irrigation energy, where 27.2% was allocated. Then it was agriculture and community development, where 17.4% was allocated. Then it was transport communication with 24% allocation, industry with 8.4% allocation, social services with 16.6% allocation, rehabilitation of landless farmers with 4.1% allocation, and other sectors and services include 2.5% of allocation approximately. So here you can see the major part goes here to the it goes to the irrigation and energy, followed by transport and communication, and further to agriculture and community development. As we know that the primary sector or the primary occupation has been agriculture in our country. So major emphasis or major focus was on the primary sector. Further, taking up a few achievements which were enlisted here, like the target growth rate was 2.1% annual GDP growth. The achieved growth rate was higher than this because it was 3.6% approximately. The net domestic product went up by 15% here. So there was a good achievement, we can say. And at the end of the plan, which was in 1956, 2 major things were done. Like first is that 5 Indian IITs, Indian Institutes of Technology or IITs were started as major technical institution, and the second is the UGC or the University Grant Commission was set up to take care of funding and take measures to strengthen the higher education in the country. Now goes to the second 5-year plan. The time period is 1956 to 1961. So this plan focused on the development of public sector and rapid industrialization also. There was a little shift now. There was a focus on industrialization also, and it was based on Mr. P.C.'s Mahalanobis model, and which was an economic development model, and it was developed in 1953. This plan attempted to determine the optimal allocation of investment between productive sectors so as to maximize the long run economic growth. This plan assumed that the nature of our economy is a closed economy in which main trading activity would be centered on importing capital goods. So this was a difference here. Now during this plan, hydroelectric power projects and 5 steel plants at Bhilai, Durgapur, Rourkela were established with the help of Russian, Britain and West Germany respectively. Coal production was also increased. More railway lines were added in the northeast area of the nation, and the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research and Atomic Energy Commission of India were established as research institution. So these were major steps were undertaken. Now here the allocation and under the allocation and achievement, the total amount allocated under this 5-year plan was rupees 48 billion approximately, where the target growth rate was 4.5%. Where the actual growth rate achieved was 4.2%, 4.327%, which was a little less than this targeted growth rate. Going to the third 5-year plan, the time period is 1961 to 1966. So this third 5-year plan stressed agriculture and improvement in the production of wheat. There was quite much of emphasis on this part. But the unfortunate thing was, there was a brief Sino-Indian or India-China war of 1962 that exposed the weaknesses in the economy and shifted the focus towards the defense area or defense industry and the Indian army. Because of this situation, again in 1965-66, India fought a war with Pakistan. There was a war with Pakistan, and also there was a severe drought in 1965. We can say this was quite unfortunate situation. So always we know that war always leads to inflation or rise in general price level, and the priority therefore shifted to price stabilization. Construction of dams were continued because it was something that was already undertaken and could not have been stopped. So this major project was already undergoing that time. Many cement and fertilizer plants were also built. Punjab began producing an abundance of wheat. So Punjab came out to be a major producer of wheat. Now during this period, many primary schools were started in rural areas. In an effort to bring democracy to the grassroots level, panchayat elections were also started, and the states were given more development responsibilities. So you can see there is a kind of a decentralization of power that was being planned here. Now state electricity board and state secondary education boards were also formed. States were made responsible for secondary and higher education. Also, state road transportation corporation were formed, and local road building became a state responsibility. Under this plan, the target growth rate was 5.6%, but the actual achieved was only 2.4%. As we know, what were the unfortunate situation that lead to this result. After this, the period is from 1966 to 1969. 3 years of period is called the plan holidays period. And why is it so? Because due to miserable failure of the third plan, where we could not achieve the targeted growth rate at all, the government was forced to declare a plan holiday of this whole entire period, 3 financial years. Now during 66-67, there was again a problem of drought, and so equal priority was given to agriculture and its allied activities, and also the industrial sector. There has to be a focus upon them. The government of India declared devaluation of rupee so as to increase the export of the country, and the main reason for plan holiday were the war lack of resources, and increase in inflation. As we know, this devaluation of rupees is usually been undertaken so as to increase the export of the country, where the value of Indian rupee is goes down in exchange of the or in the terms of the currency of the other country, majorly its dollar. So this was the step that was undertaken where so as to increase the export as well as foreign currency in the nation. The fourth 5-year plan is the time period between 1969 to 1974, where major steps undertaken were the then existing government, the Indira Gandhi government, nationalized 14 major Indian banks, and also the Green Revolution in India advanced the agriculture. Also, India performed the Smiling Buddha underground nuclear test, also known as Pokhran 1, in Rajasthan on May 18th, 1974. Under this plan, the target growth rate was 5.6%, but the actual achieved was only 3.3%. Then comes the next 5-year plan, which is the fifth 5-year plan. The time period is 1974 to 1978. As you can see, there is only 4 years time period. So here, under this plan, there was an emphasis or stress on employment, poverty alleviation, also known as Garibi Hatao, and justice. The plan focused on self-reliance in agricultural production and defense. The newly elected government that time in 1978, it rejected the plan thoroughly. And another major step was that Indian National Highway System was introduced and many roads were widened to accommodate the increasing traffic. Tourism also expanded as a result of this, and the 20-point program was launched in 1975. It was followed from 1974 to 1979. After this, the minimum needs program, also known as, also in short it is MNP, was introduced in the first year of the fifth 5-year plan, 1974 to 1978. That goes from, it was prepared and launched by Mr. D.P. Dhar. Under this plan, the target growth rate was 4.4%, and the actual achieved was more than this, which is 4.8%. So here we can see there was a little improvement. So right from 1978 to 1980, the period is known as rolling plan period. Under this, the Janata Party government, it rejected the fifth 5-year plan and introduced a new sixth 5-year plan. The time period was only of 2 years, 1978 to 1980, which this plan was again but rejected by the INC or the Indian National Congress government in 1980, and a new sixth plan was made. This rolling plan consisted of 3 kinds of plan that were proposed. The first plan was for the present year, which comprised the annual budget. The second was a plan for the fixed number of years, which may be 3, 4 or 5 years. The third plan was a perspective plan for long term, that is for 10, 15 or 20 years. So there was no fixation of dates for the commencement and termination of the plan in the rolling plans, and this was a major weakness. The main disadvantage of this plan was that if the targets were revised each year, it became difficult to achieve the target laid down in the 5-year period, and it turned out to be a complex plan for this reason only. So it was kind of a not very successful step undertaken. Then comes the sixth 5-year plan. The time period is 1980 to 1985. This 5-year plan marked the beginning of economic liberation, or we can say economic liberalization. Price controls were eliminated and ration shops were closed, which led to increase in food prices and increase in the cost of living also. The National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development was established for development of rural areas on July 12, 1982 by the recommendation, which was based on the recommendation of Shivaraman Committee. Family planning was also expanded in order to prevent overpopulation. This plan targeted a growth rate of 5.2% and the actual growth rate was 5.7%. Then comes the next 5-year plan, which is the 7th 5-year plan. The period is 1985 to 1990. Now under this plan, which was led by the Congress Party with Rajiv Gandhi as the Prime Minister, the plan led stress on improving the productivity level of industries by upgrading of technology. The major objectives were establishing growth in areas of increasing economic productivity, production of food grade, clothing and shelter, agricultural development, anti-poverty programs, generation of employment through social justice. In terms of the outcome of the plan, we can see that as per the BOP estimate or the balance of payments estimate, exports were of the level of rupees 330 billion and the imports were of the level of rupees 540 billions. So as per the situation, trade balance was rupees 210 billion, or we can say US dollar 2.9 billion. There are a few other details that you can go thoroughly, where the outcomes of the 7th plan is being explained in terms of merchandise export, merchandise imports, projection of BOP, etc. So a few figures are here. As you can see, there is a minus sign also been undertaken so as to show the deficiency or the disturbing balance of payment or the trade balance. Further, here under this plan, the target growth rate was 5% and the actual was more than the targeted, which is 6.01%. Now comes the period of annual plans, that is from 1990 to 1992. That 8th 5-year plan could not take off in 1990 due to the fast changing economic situation at the center, and the years 1990-91 and 1991-92 were treated as annual plans. The 8th plan was finally formulated for the period of 1992 to 1997 then after. So the time period, as we already know, it's 1992 till 1997. Under this, some major changes were undertaken. In 1991, India faced a major crisis in foreign exchange reserve, and it was left with reserves of only about US dollar 1 billion approximately. Therefore, under pressure, the country took the risk of reforming the socialist economy, which is a kind of closed economy before that. At that time, Dr. Manmohan Singh, which became the Prime Minister later, Mr. Singh launched India's free market reform that brought nearly bankrupt nation back from the edge. It was beginning of the period of liberalization, privatization and globalization, in short known as LPG in India. Under this time period, India also became the member of WTO, World Trade Organization, on the date of January 1st, 1995. The major objectives of the plan were controlling population growth, poverty reduction, employment generation, strengthening the infrastructure, institutional building, tourism management, human resource development, involvement of panchayati, it's quite not visible, but it's Panchayati Raj Nagar Palikas, NGOs. Then comes the next plan, which is ninth 5-year plan. The time period is 1997 to 2002. This plan saw contributions towards development from the general public as well as governmental agencies in both rural and urban areas of the country. Country was already open to LPG model. New implementation measures in the form of Special Action Plan, in short SAP, were involved during the ninth plan to fulfill targets within the stipulated time with adequate resources. This plan had a total public sector plan outlay of rupees 8,59,200 crore, which is US dollar 120 billion. The major objectives were generating employment by giving priority to agriculture and rural development, reduction of poverty, ensuring proper availability of food and water for the poor, availability of primary healthcare facilities and other basic necessities, primary education to all children in the country, empowerment of the social disadvantaged class like SC, ST and other backward classes, developing self-reliance in terms of agriculture, acceleration in the growth rate of the economy with the help of stable prices and population growth. Major strategies undertaken were like structural transformation development in the Indian economy, new initiatives and initiation of corrective steps to meet the challenges in the economy of the country, efficient use of scarce resources to ensure rapid growth, combination of public and private support to increase employment, enhancing a high rate of export to achieve self-reliance, providing services like electricity, telecommunication, railways, etc., special plans to empower the socially disadvantaged class of the country, involvement and participation of Panchayati Raj institutions or bodies and Nagar Palikas in the development process. Performance, if we talk about, then this plan achieved a GDP growth rate of 5.4% against a target of 6.5%. Agriculture industry grew at the rate of 2.1% against a target of 4.2%, which is not a very good scenario. Industrial growth in the country was 4.5%, which is higher than the target of 3%. The service industry had a growth of 7.8%. Average annual growth rate of 6.7% was reached. Then comes the next 5-year plan, which is 10th 5-year plan. The period is from 2002 to 2007. So here was a quick revision. Yeah. Main objectives includes attaining 8% GDP growth per year, reduction of poverty by 5% by the end of the plan, providing gainful and high quality employment at least to the addition of the to the labor force, reduction in gender gaps in literacy and wage rates by at least 50% by the end of the plan. 20-point program was introduced. Target growth rate was 8.1% and the achieved was 7.7%. The 10th plan was expected to follow a regional approach rather than a sectoral approach to bring down regional inequalities. Expenditure of rupees 43,825 crore, or we can say US dollar 6.1 billion for 10th 5-year plan. Out of the total outlay of rupees 9,21,291 crore, 57.9% was for central government and 42.1% was for the states and union territories. 11th 5-year plan, the time period is from 2007 to 2012. It was a period of Dr. Manmohan Singh as a Prime Minister. It aimed to increase the enrollment in higher education of 18 to 23 years of age group by 2011 and 12. It also focused on distant education, convergence of formal, non-formal, distant and IT education institutions, rapid and inclusive growth that focused on poverty reduction. There was an emphasis on social sector and delivery of service therein. There was a focus on empowerment through education and skill development, reduction of gender inequality, environmental sustainability. There was also a focus to increase the growth rate in agriculture, industry and service to 4%, 10% and 9% respectively. Reduction of total fertility. There was an aim of reduction of the total fertility to 2.1%. Here total fertility refers to the population area. Provide clean drinking water for all by 2009 and increasing agricultural growth to 4%. Then comes the next 5-year plan, which is the 12th 5-year plan. The time period is 2012 to 2017. The major objectives were: government on 4th October approved this plan and set an average growth target of 8.2%. Theme of the plan was faster, sustainable and more inclusive growth. Major objectives were to create 50 million new work opportunities in the non-farm sector, removing gender and social gap in social enrollment, enhancing access to higher education, reduction of malnutrition among children of the age group of 0 to 3 years, providing electricity to all villages, ensuring that 50% of the rural population have access to proper drinking water, increasing green coverage by 1 million hectare every year, to provide access to banking service to 90% of the household were also one of the objectives of the plan, and to reduce poverty by 10%. Some major initiatives that were undertaken are enlisted here, like opening of new institutions of higher education, implementation of Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching, Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan, which is RUSA, massive open online courses MOOCs on Swayam platform. A few initiatives majorly focusing on education sector are enlisted here. Achievements were like increased growth rate, economic planning targets at bringing about fast economic development of all sectors. It aims at increased growth. India's macroeconomic results had been moderately good under this period in terms of GDP rates. There was a good growth of economic structure also. India's result in making required economic infrastructure was really appreciated. And at inception of economic planning, road kilometers was 4 lakh kilometers. India has now 3 million kilometers of road network, making it one of the largest in the world. Other modes of transport like shipping, civil aviation have also widened phenomenally, and now it has also increased further under Mr. Modi's government. Development of basic and capital good industries. Major areas of success of India's planning is growth of basic and capital good industries, with Mahalanobis streak for development during second plan. Few basic and capital good industries like iron and steel has also remarkable growth. There was a higher growth of agriculture. Most important aspect of India's 5-year plan is the overall rate of growth of food production which has now exceeded rate of growth of population. Early years of planning agriculture performance was miserable, showing the emergence of food crisis due to impact of biochemical revolution in Indian agriculture. The food crisis seems to be of the past. That includes, if I talk about green revolution that was introduced in 1969, is one of the major factor that contributed. Saving and investment, there was a modest growth. Rise in domestic saving rate from 10% of GDP at initial stages of planning to around 19% in 1980-81 is definitely impressive. This rate increased further to 34.8% by the end of March 2007. Now, a few major failures are also enlisted here, like inadequate growth rate with India's socialistic society, economic inequality and social injustice, unemployment due to ever-increasing population. These are a few sources that I have referred to. For my live classes in economics, econometrics, statistic at UG and PG level, you can visit and get registered at Miva Tutorials, which is www.miwatutorials.com. Till the next class, see you and take care. Thank you very much.